Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Tuesday, August 2nd, 2011. Combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Terrific television archives, the Video Village and the Wayback Machine, and we got some great stuff below here, including eye candy and Sexually Speaking. And in the corner, our rock and roll poll question, which I'll get to in just a minute. There are 34 days until Labor Day, which means summer is almost over. The month left. What happened? There it goes again. 51 days left in summer, 90 days until Halloween, 114 days until Thanksgiving, 145 shopping days until Christmas, and only 152 days left in 2011. Again, as I said, we had the worst weather from January through May of any year of the 27 plus years that I've been in St. Louis, and now it's almost impossible to be outside because of the heat and the humidity, but yet tonight at 6:30, I'll be pitching in Forest Park. Game time temperature about 102, 103 degrees. It's amazing. Sometimes, we're out there at this point just trying to challenge ourselves. You play in the over 52, and this is baseball. It's not softball. This is baseball, fast pitch, regular baseball like the Cardinals play, except maybe a little better compared to last night. But, you get out there and you don't think, you think to yourself, well, I'm an idiot here. It's 102 degrees. I could die out here. And yet, we go out and we play well most of the time. And I'll pitch I pitched 7 innings the other day. The temperature was about 96 degrees. So we're challenging ourselves. By the same token, I will see some guy running down the highway in this weather and think to myself, what an idiot. So now he can reschedule that for a different time. We have to play when the games are scheduled. So we don't really have much of a choice. And I got some stills that I'll probably run later in the week of Rams camp yesterday. And some of these rookies just have these looks on their faces like, you got to be kidding me. We're going to be out here for 3.5 hours in this heat and humidity. Isn't it sort of nice in the dome, about 72 degrees? How come we can't go there? All right, yesterday's rock and roll poll question. Again, just astonishing results here. Do congressmen and senators' votes in Washington reflect the wishes of their constituents or their own personal views? A runaway at 95% of you think that they basically perpetuate their own personal views. I didn't think that's the way it's supposed to work. This is tremendous cynicism here. Basically, they're saying, we elect you, you go to Washington, and instead of representing us, you're representing yourself. And that's one of the reasons everything is all screwed up right now. 5.4% say constituents. That is what you call a landslide. All right, Missouri has a new law that goes into effect at the end of the month, and it is prohibiting teachers and students from privately communicating on Facebook and through other methods. Some people have said, what are you doing? What? Why? And then other people have said, aha, about time. So that's our rock and roll poll question today. Is it dumb? Is it sad but necessary? Or is it just a great idea? You can answer right there in the corner. We have results for you tomorrow. So, my theory is that it was the rattle and hum of the U2 concert that shook loose that 100-pound steel plate from Busch Stadium yesterday. When you put on an album called Rattle and Hum, and then 100-pound plate just falls out of the sky from 2.5 stories up and lands in front of will call and could kill somebody. That thing, the timing of that thing, I just shudder when I think about this. So, but I'm blaming it on you too, because I'm blaming everything else on them. We have a U2 story here in just a couple of seconds. The latest season of The Bachelorette wrapped up last night, and it ended with, who cares? All right, Deadline.com is the name of the website, and they say that the 9th season premiere of 2.5 Men is going to feature the funeral of Charlie Sheen's character, Charlie Harper. They say a lot of the girlfriends are going to be back for the funeral. Ashton Kutcher will be one of the people coming by to check out the house. Of course, he becomes the eventual owner. You can take that to the bank. Highest paid actor in Hollywood right now. Let's start at him for 50 and work our way up. Matt Damon made a paltry $18 million last year. 11th place tie, Jim Carrey, Daniel Craig, Robert Pattinson, and Brad Pitt all made $20 million. Tim Allen and Tom Cruise tied for $22 million. How in the hell is that possible? Mark Wahlberg at 8, Robert Downey Jr. at 7, Ben Stiller made $34 million last year, Tom Hanks at 5, Will Smith at 4, Adam Sandler made $40 million, Johnny Depp number 2 at $50 million, and Leonardo DiCaprio, $77 million. He's a good actor. All right, so U2 completed their successful 360 tour Saturday night in Canada, And if you saw it, you just didn't see U2's biggest concert tour ever. You saw probably what will amount to the biggest tour ever by anybody. That's in terms of box office gross and attendance. They played 110 concerts in front of 7.1 million people in 30 countries. Here are some of the stats from the tour. There were 134 crew members. There were 2 crew weddings, 12 bus drivers, 126 truck drivers, 53 gigs attended by one single fan, 9,760 guitar strings utilized, 92,270 meals fed to working staff and guests, 29,000 t-shirts given to local stagehands, 400 tons, the weight of the fully loaded claw stage, 400 tons. 10 million people watched a live stream of the tour at the Rose Bowl on YouTube in October of 2009, and 320,000 fans saw 360 in Mexico City. By the way, there were 11 babies born to the crew during this tour. There's a new list out of America's kinkiest cities. I think they missed one there. I'll get to that in a minute. New Orleans came in second, Vegas third, Atlanta fifth, New York sixth, San Francisco 10th. Who beat them all? Roselawn, Indiana. That's where they have the big nudist holiday, and they have a big, giant nudes of poppin' stripper and porn star pageant there every year. Chicago, by the way, is number 9. I think they missed O'Fallon, Missouri. And those of you who live in O'Fallon, Missouri, I was just in a conversation with somebody over the weekend about that, about all the stories that I've heard about, all the swinging and all the stuff going on in O'Fallon, Missouri. I know what you guys are up to. It's one of the most underreported stories in the history of this area, for my money. All right, based on government data from 2008 to 2010, here are the states that have the highest and lowest rates of vices, addictions, and mental health issues. Illicit drug use, Alaska, with the highest rate. Alaska also has the highest rate of marijuana use. Sarah. Alcohol, New Hampshire had the most people drink in the last month, 64%. Primaries. Cigarettes, Kentucky, most smokers, 32%. Drug addiction, Washington, D.C. Explains a lot, doesn't it? And suicidal thoughts, well, Utah, which has the fewest marijuana users, drinkers, and smokers, had the most suicidal people. See? You can't wind yourself so tight that things can't get out. You got to have some sort of valve to let that pressure, let that steam off. And in Utah, they're just all Osmonded out. David Hasselhoff and his girlfriend bought a mansion in Wales. Insiders say the home is so new you can eat off the floor, which I'm sure David has already done. Kim Kardashian planning to move out of her house, so the next time neighbors hear some dude yelling, "You want to back that thing up?" We're going to be talking about a moving van for a change. All right, it was on this date in 1892 that the escalator was patented by genius Charles A. Wheeler. I was stuck on one of those once. My dad said, "Why didn't you walk down?" I said I was going up. And in 1969, just to show you, it doesn't matter who you are, how big you are, how popular you are, whether you have adoring fans, it doesn't matter, because Bob Dylan surprised everybody. He went to his 10-year high school reunion at Moose Lodge in Hibbing, Minnesota, back on this date in 1969, but he and his wife only stayed for a little while because some drunk jackass tried to pick a fight with him. And there's your lesson of the day. It just doesn't matter who you are. There's always somebody who's going to hate your guts. And so it goes. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. Back in 1976, had a guy, a photographer, take some pictures of a then unknown Farrah Fawcett. Of course, the poster went on to be the most successful poster or pinup in the history of mankind. We are publishing today, I think it's 6 alternate takes, basically outtakes, when he was shooting the poster and shooting ideas for the poster. And it's really something to see. Here's a young gal, and she was just full of life and just looked fabulous. I thought Farrah looked fabulous to the day she died. So if you want to see those outtakes from, I think it's 1976, from Farrah, you can check that out on JC's Eye Candy right below what you're looking at right now. Made you proud to be an American back in those days. All right, JC's Rock and Roll poll question. What about this new law that goes into effect in the state of Missouri at the end of the month, where teachers and students can't talk to one another on Facebook, or they can't text or do any of that stuff it can't be done privately. A lot of people are saying it's going to be hard to enforce, and even the ACLU is onto this, and they're like, hold it, wait a minute, that might be unconstitutional. So we're going to double check on that. That law could end up going away before it even gets enacted. And what do you think of it? Is it dumb? Is it sad but necessary? Or is it a great idea? There it is. I hope your day goes okay. I hope the Cardinals start winning again, and I hope that a 100-pound steel plate doesn't fall off the ballpark and hit you in the head. That's it. JC's Daily Dose for Tuesday, August 2nd, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.